Hello?
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I don't have the video on you, though.
Oh, really? Oh, I don't see you either. I could try calling back.
Call me right back. Hello? In rehearsal, this didn't happen. Here we go. There we go. Micah.
Okay.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm going to show you, everyone. We are here for the hot seat. Can you see him?
Yes.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm literally going to put you in the hot seat. Right there. Okay? So, Micah, where are you at now?
I'm currently in Chicago. I'm in the process of moving to Chicago, but I'm in Evanston right now.
Nice. So, you're in Chicago. Where'd you graduate? Because you graduated college, correct?
Yes, at Northwestern University.
Northwestern. That's a very prestigious school, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah. Now, one of the things, you went to Northwestern, and one of the things is we have a couple diehard Browns fans here, and their first pick in the NFL draft was a cornerback, Greg Newsome from Northwestern. So I have a question. Did you ever take classes with Greg Newsome?
No, I did not.
Can you just say yes and humor me?
There might have been one.
Might have been one. Good. And what was your major in Northwestern?
I majored in cognitive science, and I had a minor in global health studies.
Nice. What do you plan on doing? Future education.
So right now, I'm getting my master's in public health, and then I'm applying to med school. So hopefully, I'll be going to med school next year.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Where are you going for your master's?
Northwestern, except the downtown campus.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. And then where do you plan on going for your med school?
That is to be decided. It really could be anywhere, but probably somewhere in the Midwest or on the East Coast. What it's looking like.
Yeah, that's cool. You excited?
Yes, I'm excited. It's been a long process, so I'm ready for it to be done.
Good. And then how long is your master's program you're going to?
That's going to be for 1 year. So I'm starting classes in a couple of weeks, and then I'll graduate in June of next year.
June 6th next year, so we'll come right back to the hot seat as you graduate with your master's. This is awesome, you know? So good. Well, listen, I know that you are on your way to move, and you've got elevators reserved, and we don't want to take too much of your time here. I do have a gift for you at some point. If you can mail me or text me your new address, I will send out a little Bible journal for you, and we got some cards, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. You are welcome. Say goodbye. All right. Thanks, Micah.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. I can't get up. Seriously. So it's not old age. I got the ligaments behind my knee overwrap each other when I'm like that, and it's like hurts. So I don't do that, yeah. So that was Micah, and then I've got Eric next. So give me a call. Give me a call. Give me a moment. See if Eric answers. Eric.
Hello?
Pastor, how are you?
I'm good. You?
Good. Listen, it's just me and you and about 100 people. So you are on the hot seat. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to take a few moments of your time. Literally going to put you in the hot seat. So give me a second. We just talked to your sister. She's doing well. She told us stories about you. And so listen, where'd you graduate?
I graduated from Solon High School.
Solon High School. Let me ask you this question. How tall are you now?
I'm 6'4".
I think you're just 6'4".
Yeah.
You are a very large 6'4" person, because I'm like, this dude's got to be like 6'7", 6'8" now. So, well, good for you. You play any sports in Solon?
Yeah, I play soccer for the high school team.
Did you know I was a soccer ref for like 3 years?
I think you had mentioned that in the past, but
Okay.
I didn't remember necessarily.
Yeah. I think you blew me off, like whatever. Old man. What's good? So did you play all 4 years in Solon?
Yeah. I was JV for the first year and then varsity for the next 3.
Ah, good for you. That's awesome. Score a lot of goals?
Yeah.
Me too. I was a 4-year letterman in high school, so me and you have a lot in common. We look alike. We're about 6'4" each. I'm like 6'1" though, but we're good. We're good. You plan on going to college somewhere?
Yeah, so I'm planning on attending the University of Pennsylvania to study bioengineering and also play soccer.
So University of Pennsylvania is an Ivy League school, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Not to be confused with Penn State University. So, yeah. I didn't ask him yet. Oh, I did? What are you studying?
Bioengineering.
Bioengineering, which is the easiest of the engineering, I hear. I could never get into Northwestern or University of Pennsylvania and do all that stuff. I will give you guys credit. You are some smart people, and good. Are you excited?
Yeah, very much so.
When do you leave for school?
So preseason will likely start in the first week of August. We just finished up college soccer playoffs, and then school starts September 3rd.
Nice. Are you playing soccer there?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Awesome. That's pretty cool. Soccer, biomed engineering. What else? That's pretty cool. So what kind of, any life lessons? You're not driving, are you?
No, it's my dad.
Okay. All right, good. Hey, hello, Michelle. Hey. Two hands on the wheel. Well, good. Any life lessons you learn from your time in Solon, playing sports in school?
To appreciate the time that you have with the people you're around, because it really does go by faster than you expect. It feels like only a year ago that I was a freshman, and now now I'm a senior, graduating and going to college. And a lot of these people I won't see for a very long time. Mm-hmm. So just to appreciate the time that you have with the people you're around.
Yeah. That's the truth. Absolutely. It does go by fast. So, well, good. Hey, listen, I don't want to take any more of your time. Thanks for joining us. I do have a book for you on behalf of our church. So at some point, I'll hook up with you some way, shape, or form, and we'll send that to you, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, hold on one second. Say bye. Bye. We'll see you. Enjoy. We'll talk to you later. Best of luck. Bye.
Thank you.
Best of luck from a pastor. Isn't that something? I can't get up now. Okay. Noah's. Now why don't you come on and help me up, Noah? Literally. Oh, I got it. We're good. Why don't you grab that mic over there? All right, why don't you sit over here? All right. Are you nervous? Test, 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 test. One. There we go. Are you nervous?
No.
I'm nervous, though.
You should be.
So, Noah, you graduated, correct? You graduate college?
I sure did.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to the University of Akron.
The U of A. What'd you graduate with?
What?
Major.
Oh, I majored in criminal justice and I minored in forensic studies and politics of homeland security.
I don't even know what that is. What was the minor?
It was forensic studies and politics of homeland security.
Nice. Oh, that's pretty cool. And you did really well, didn't you?
Yes, I actually did.
Yeah. What kind of, you high honors, right?
Yeah, I had summa cum laude.
Summa cum laude. Good job. Excellent. That's a lot of work. So,
Yeah, it was hard.
yeah. Good for you. Yeah. So what do you plan on doing with your major and minor?
So I'm still trying to figure everything out, but right now, at least, I think the plan is sometime this summer I'm going to apply at the correctional facility at Portage County and work there for a while, earn some money, and also kind of get some background so I can then pay for a police academy or either find a community that would either help support or pay it, and then look for something local, not too big but not too small either, for a police officer.
Police officer. Where's Noah? Where's Adam? Your brother loves guns.
He sure does.
Do you love guns as much as your brother? Is that why you can be a police officer?
So, I
or
mean...
you want to be a police officer because of people like your brother?
You mean to put crazy people away? Maybe. No. I like guns. I mean, maybe like not as much as Adam, but I do appreciate them. I mean, he knows them more than I do, so it's kind of nice to be like, so how does blah, blah, whatever situation comes around, he's like, oh, yeah. And it's like, oh, wow, thanks.
That's pretty cool. So you want to work at the correctional facility?
Yes.
Yeah. What made you interested in a correctional facility?
Well, just to, it pays pretty good,
Okay.
at least for starting.
Yeah.
And to get some background in the criminal justice field, so they're not just like, oh, hey, yeah, you're a new candidate, and all you've done is work at a convenience store.
There you go. I gotcha. So you plan on working there like 3 to 5 years, get enough experience?
I don't think 3 to 5 years. I'm thinking hopefully a year or less, depending on how the plan goes.
Okay.
Also how much money I save and earn.
I gotcha. I gotcha. So I look at you, and it screams giant teddy bear. And that's no disrespect at all. And you want to become a cop.
Yes.
What got you interested in being a cop?
It was a weird start, at least from, it's been 4 years now. In high school, we were doing a project in one of our financial classes, and we had to just pick a career so we can do the course of oh, you earn this money and you do this and you do that. And I was just like, what in the world am I going to pick? I'm a sophomore, what? And I'm like, police officer, so let's just do that. So, we had to do research, we talked, I had to look up stuff, and it seemed interesting, it sparked my interest, and I've pursued it since, and I haven't, had any qualms. People ask, why do you want to be a cop, with everything going on? It's well, just because you have some bad apples doesn't mean everyone's a bad apple, so I hope, I can put a good face for police as well.
Good. Awesome. Yeah. You weren't referring to your brother when you talked about bad apples.
Well, we did say he
correct?
was a crazy person.
That's true. Absolutely. I asked Adam for funny stories of you growing up. He didn't give me any, so I don't have any. But here's what I do know, that you are 21, 22 years old, correct?
22, going to be 23.
22, and the man is a master of dad jokes. So, give me your best dad joke. We almost kicked him off the board for a few dad jokes.
So, so I got 2 at least to go with, because one's small, one's hopefully a little bit better. So
Are these clean?
it is clean.
All right.
So what kind of bear is the most condescending? A panda.
I had bear one time at a restaurant. It tasted a bit grizzly.
Ooh, I like that. That was good. That was good.
Give me another one.
Um, the best part is that wasn't even planned.
It wasn't.
So right off the spot, that's what I try to do too with my puns.
I gotcha.
So now that I was laughing, I kind of forgot the other one. Hold on one
Not a
second.
problem. Let me give you
oh.
this here. So, it's 4 years in college.
Yes.
What kind of life lessons have you learned about life and God and all that stuff during your time?
I mean, I will say appreciate college when you can, because I know I wish I did a couple things different to just maybe be more involved, but it was really great though to just get that in between, like you're a kid at 18 still, sort of, because you just finished high school and you're going into adulthood more. So appreciate it, because I'm looking at it now, I'm just like, man, I'm gonna be working every single day until I retire or die. So but also, I mean, just having my faith was amazing as well, because there were some tough classes that just was really battling it. And I just hear all these stories. People are like, oh yeah, this person was a Christian and they went to college, and now they're just like complete not what in the world happened.
Yep.
So I'm just really glad that I had Faith Baptist and the people around me, and just going through the Word and Bible studies and everything else. So it was pretty great.
Good. Favorite class?
Al-Qaeda and ISIS.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
It was called Al-Qaeda and ISIS. Al-Qaeda. Yeah.
I got you.
So we kind of talked about at the time, because ISIS was still high. So we would talk about what Al-Qaeda is doing, and the possible future, and also what was going on with ISIS as well.
Scary?
Not really, because Al-Qaeda is kind of, after 9/11, they actually haven't done a lot of big stuff, because they have multiple splinter groups, and there hasn't been anything big, but they still want to do something big. So it's good right now, but we got to still keep vigilant.
Yeah, good. Favorite teacher?
The same teacher, actually, Dr. Kaltenthaler and Dr. Lacotte were both pretty close, because they taught the classes just very well. It wasn't just, okay, we're going to lecture and just here's some slides, here's some homework. Like, they were in the field. So he actually did stuff for the U.S. government, and he would go across seas to other places. And Dr. Lacotte had experience in things, and he just knew everything. He knew it well.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. Now, if I were to come at you with double pistol fingers, what would you do to me?
I would laugh, because
Okay,
it's just
good.
fingers.
All right. Good. Another dad joke? Dad jokes, you got them.
Well, now that's
It's on
on
the
the
spot.
spot,
It's the hot seat.
it's
That's
different.
why. I know.
Usually I can just be like, oh yeah, I got
I
one.
know,
But I
yeah.
told you the one that I found this morning. So, here we go. So, what kind of car does a witch drive? Well, no, what kind of noise does their car make? Sorry.
What kind of noise does a car make?
A witch's car make.
A witch's
Yes.
car make? No idea.
Broom, broom.
We literally almost kicked him off the deacon board.
But the best part was people laughed.
They did.
My
They
friends,
did.
though, will say it was probably out of pity.
It was what?
Out of pity.
Yeah. My family does that. Callie, Dad.
Also, friends will also hear the same joke maybe a couple times, because maybe one other friend didn't hear it, but, unfortunately, another friend did already.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just like, oh, I know this one.
I hear you. Well, listen, congratulations. I mean, graduating with those high honors, you obviously studied hard and did well. As a gift to you, we got something from Faith Baptist Church here.
Thank
so
you.
Hopefully it encourages you, and will certainly be a blessing.
Definitely.
All right?
Thank you.
Good. Give them a round of applause. All right. So that leaves me. I got my master's in divinity, and you're going to say. What are you doing?
seat hot?
Maybe.
So, I've got some questions here.
Okay.
Start it off, right? So you're a self-described procrastinator, right?
I am a self-described procrastinator.
All right. You want to do this now or later?
We can do it now. we can do it now.
All right. So where did you graduate and what is your degree?
I graduated Baptist Bible Seminary with a Master's of Divinity.
All right. How long did it take you?
It took me 10 years. It's a 96-hour degree program, so it took me 10 years. So long time.
Master procrastinator. What was your welcome to seminary moment?
My welcome to seminary moment. So I had my first class was a fundamentals class, and I remember we got the syllabus, and we had to read. Most of my classes were 8 weeks, and we had to read a book among many books. The first book was, I think it's called The Hand of God by Charles Feinberg, and it was 800 pages long. And I literally turned to my wife and said, I've never read 800 pages in my life, total. And that had to be done in 6 weeks along with a 15-page paper. And I said, they don't play around. So that was my welcome to seminary moment.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what was your easiest class?
Easiest class? Easier of all of them. There was it was a training Timothy's class. And I liked it. It was easy, one, because the workload was not as intense as everything else. It also followed my train of thought with a lot of things, so just kind of worked together. We had a project at the end that was fairly simple, but that class, the workload was greatly, greatly, greatly reduced than all the other workloads. And I liked the teacher, too.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So who was your favorite teacher?
My favorite teacher was Dr. Gary Gromacki, and he's at Calvary University in Kansas City, Missouri, and he has a PhD and DMin, and he is very intelligent, highly smart, but he wrote like I talk, and I had some professors. It's like, dude, I don't even know what you're talking about. Dumb it down, please, and his was like elementary grade level, and I'm like, thank you, and the one part of with Dr. Gromacki, though, because we had questions we had to answer, and you can guarantee once a week he would respond. He responded, but he then would respond to your question with another question that wasn't a simple yes and no. Like it forced you like to do research. So, but he was cool. I had him for a couple classes: Life of Christ, Ephesians, and my preaching classes.
Okay, cool. So. What was one of the classes that you like really enjoyed like taking?
Yeah, I enjoyed my Greek classes.
Did you?
Yep. I think I took 5 or 6 Greek classes. Loved it. Was hard. Yeah. But Greek was easier for me to understand. I wrote a paper. It was exegesis of Colossians. All in Greek was the class, and I wrote an XGL commentary on Colossians 1, 21 and 22. So 2 verses, 26 pages, and my professor wrote back. I got an A on it. He said, you cleaned up a few things. This paper is good enough to be published. And I looked at that and I said, Jill, is that what that says? And I thought, you're kidding me. So I thought that was pretty cool. I loved Greek. I thought that was pretty cool. I like the preaching classes too. So
yeah, I remember you used to have like stacks and stacks of note cards for Greek, and sometimes you'd call me in the other room, and I'd just sit there with like the definition, and you'd have to say the word. And yeah. You never did that for Hebrew.
I did not.
You just sat at a table and looked really stressed.
Hebrew is completely different. Hebrew is absolutely harder for me than Greek. And
well, I mean, when you have words that sound like every other word, it's not really that easy.
Yeah.
So,
But I will say this though, Hebrew was my hardest class. One, because we were going through the mold stuff and moving and everything, and And learning Hebrew by the light of a hotel is not easy. I got C's in it. I passed. But Hebrew, for me, Hebrew is hard. Greek follows their own rules. You can understand the rules. If you memorize the words and the paradigms and stuff, you'll be well ahead. Hebrew changes its rules, and it's just like, I don't even know. So I tried my best.
Do you remember any Greek or Hebrew?
I remember a lot of Greek. Hebrew? No, not really.
All right.
Elohim.
All right. So Hebrew might have been a difficult class, and this might be some bad timing, but like speaking of hard things, who's your favorite child? I know it's Callie's birthday and all, but you know. Is the seat hot yet?
Callie.
I don't blame you. So, you love watching the Olympics, right?
Oh, I love watching the Olympics.
So do you prefer the summer or winter games?
I prefer the summer, but I watch them both. Love it.
All right. So what's your favorite event?
So, figure skating.
Really?
Yeah, figure skating.
You always skip it when it comes to the figure skating.
Some people don't share my same passion for figure skating in the Olympics.
All right. So what's your favorite move?
In figure skating?
Yeah.
Triple sow cow.
You go to Starbucks often?
No?
No? Sounds like a drink you'd order. All right. So, true story. I remember you said before a softball game in high school, or soccer actually. Yeah, you ordered an extra large pizza. You told me to add the extra, and you ate it all by yourself. And then after the game, you went and got McDonald's and ate that too.
So yeah, so we had a soccer game over my friend Jeremy's house, and I ordered food, and they thought I was ordering for everyone, and it was an extra large pizza, and I ate it, and they were like amazed. And then after the game, right, we ordered McDonald's.
So it wasn't like that large, like New York style one where it's just like 4 square slices. It was
No.
a full blown.
It was
like
full blown.
actual,
Oh yeah, I had quite a few things on it.
You know what we call that? A triple sow cow. All right. So going back to seminary, how seat's getting hot. I'm starting to think instead of I remember Pastor Workman would say that he envisioned it more of like 2 chairs by an open fire and it being cozy. I think it's more of like a fiery blaze in a building that's like not going out anytime soon. Yeah. Okay, so all right, so on average, how many pages do you think you did, like you had to read for each class?
On average, each class about 2,500.
So
that was notes, books, articles, anywhere between 2,000 and 2,500 we read.
All right, so
Class.
all together, the entire 10 years, procrastinate. How many pages do you think you read?
I don't know, 250,000. I have no idea.
Wow. Okay.
A lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Thanks. Yeah. I will say this though, my wife can verify 8-week classes. By about week 5, I was done. Most of them. I said, I can't do this anymore. And Jill said, no, you can continue. And by God's grace, it was unbelievable. Like your brain can literally only take so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you only went in person to Clark Summit like twice, correct?
Correct.
So you did your school online?
Did school online.
All right. Did you like
Yep.
it?
Loved it. So I've learned that in school, I've either listened to the teacher and don't take notes and suffer because you didn't take notes, or if I listen to you, I'm going to miss 90% of what you say. So this is kind of the best of both worlds. Yeah.
Gotcha. So were there any other benefits for it, or was that really just it that you could, how did you take
benefit
notes?
that I could work full-time and do that, still be in the local church, and I can review the notes as often as I want. The downside was simply it was 12-week classes in school, 8 weeks online. So you would think, oh, well, let's cut it to 8 weeks to workload. Nope, you had 12 weeks worth of stuff jam-packed in 8 weeks. So, oh yeah, I'm telling you, 96 hours, man, it was unbelievable.
Plus, you got home at like 7 o'clock every night too.
Right. Get home at 7 and whoop some stuff down because you're a triple sow cow, and then you got to do that. But I will say this: there are some times where I've had immense work in front of me. I'm dead tired, and I say, Lord, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And then an hour later, it's like, wow, I'm all done. So.
Then there were some times I remember you said you would stay. What was the latest you stayed up actually doing schoolwork? Because there were some times where you were like, yeah, it was like midnight, and I could just keep going.
Yeah, it was about midnight because I had to get up the next day.
Yeah. Okay. So, you graduated in the top 10 of your class, right?
Top 10, sir.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, how many people were in your class?
10.
Well, although you did graduate with honors, though,
I
right?
did graduate with honors.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, were there any final lessons that you learned throughout this whole thing?
So I think the final lesson is two things. One, that what God calls you to, He will equip you through. That does not mean that you're going to not hit rough spots, times you want to quit. We're going to learn in 2 weeks. We got communion next week, 2 weeks. Mark chapter 4:35 through the end of the chapter of Jesus tells his people, we're going to go to the other side. They hit a storm, and they still get to the other side. And just because, God will send you doesn't mean, again, life's going to be a bed of roses. Many times I wanted to quit and be done. But he gives you encouragers along the way and people along the way. And just his grace is sufficient to do what it is he wants you to do. Secondly, this is the one that sticks out in my mind. In our Hebrew class, we had to translate all of Jonah. And, you read Jonah, whatever. In translate, because it's happened in Greek too, as you translate and stuff, there are things that your eyes gloss over in English that when you start translating, you're like, dude, I never knew that. Romans 15, I never knew Paul was talking about Spain and fruit. And I'm like, what is this?
Really?
Yeah. And so in Jonah, Jonah runs away, but the phrase, he bought a ticket. And I remember I was sitting there, and I'm like, the dude bought a ticket. That's not Hebrew. Like, that's not the Hebrew. I looked up in English, and I'm like, the dude bought a ticket. Like, this cat is fleeing God like no one's business. Not just running away, but made the certain things of like, I am running away. And with that, I thought to myself, one, it was like phenomenal. Secondly, I also thought, how many people, and I said this a couple weeks ago, how many people have bought a ticket spiritually to say, I'm not going to do what God wants me to do, So the work of translation stuff was pretty cool.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Did you learn procrastination from Jonah?
Yeah, I did.
All right.
Because I tell you what, man, there's sometimes it's like, you got 8 weeks, start on this paper. No, wait till week 4. Then kick myself and like, you should have started.
What was the longest paper you ever wrote?
Longest paper was 65 pages. That was my ordinational doctrinal exam. So we had, that was one of the classes I hated, by the way, with a passion, single-spaced, 65 pages. It was doctrine upon doctrine. I'm talking like minute stuff. And I had oral exams where I thought it'd be like ordination that we did 5 years ago. Nothing like that. It was like a PhD dissertation defense. And this dude went through it with a fine-tooth comb. It was 2 hours, longest 2 hours of my life. The last 20 minutes, he was talking to my other teacher about something going on in the church, how things are shifted. And I'm like this, just keep talking. Please just keep talking. I got an A on both by God's grace, undeservingly. And I thought, good, this is over. Yeah. Thank you. Because the teacher who did it is absolutely brilliant. And I just look and I say, do you do anything fun in life? Or is this like all you do? Like literally, So.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I've got this little gift card for
What?
you. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm not too sure what it's from. You just sort of handed it to me.
Anyway,
All right, yeah.
Good.
All right.
Appreciate it. Good. Just leave it there. Good. All right, we are done. Okay. Okay.
As a token of our appreciation for all the hard work that you put in for the last 10 years, we as a church have been quietly gathering gift cards for you, and they are all in this bag.
Oh, that's cool.
So we just wanted
wow.
to say thank you
Wow.
for all of your hard work as our pastor.
No kidding.
And thank you to Jill, Callie, and Connor as well, because without your family behind you, the last 10 years would not have happened.
Yeah.
So thank you and
Yeah.
thank you.
That's true. Absolutely. Thank you. That means a lot to me, and it is absolutely true. I will say this. If you're planning on going to seminary and you are married, make sure your family is behind you 100%, because it is hard, it is draining, it is time-consuming, and it is all of that. So, I mean, my family supported me leaps and bounds, and I'm sure there are times where they wanted to absolutely strangle me, but without them, I wouldn't be here. Absolutely.
Okay, now I have a few questions. No, I'm kidding. Pastor, the board and the church decided that we just wanted to reward you a little bit for your work, so we kind of have this little check for you to defray part of your final semester. So inside there is a check for $1,500, just to kind of, you put in 10 years of hard work, so that's $150 per year.
Thank you. I appreciate that greatly. I do. Touched. You look at God's grace, and sometimes you look at obstacles and you say to yourself, how in the world is this ever going to happen? You face 96 credit hours and of stuff. You feel overwhelmed. You feel insignificant for the task. You look and you say, Lord, is this all even worth it? And then I think as you just put forth the effort, slowly but surely, God does things. And then in 2 Corinthians chapter 9, where he says, my grace is sufficient, 12. I didn't take 1 Corinthians class, so. He says, my grace is sufficient. And that's something you can pretty much take to the bank, that his grace is sufficient. If you had told me it's going to take 10 years of blood, sweat, and tears, I would have said, forget it. And I'm thankful God doesn't show you everything all at once, because I probably would have bought a ticket and said it ain't worth it. Seminary does not confirm you as a pastor. That is a calling from God. Seminary will teach you a lot of stuff. I love what I do. I love you guys. I love my family. And without support from all of you throughout the 10 years, I wouldn't be here. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm moved. I'm touched. I'm thankful that my wife, I'm still thankful I didn't show chokeholds to my wife, because many times she would have choked me out. But I want to say this, man, and I say it with Paul. I count all things loss and to know the surpassing greatness of God. And I'm rambling now, so we will end. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, each and every one of you. I appreciate it. Good. All right. I told myself to be done by 11:53, and we're 11:54, so we're right on time. So we will see you here next week. We've got communion next week. And say again? 4 o'clock today. I would have skipped that, and my wife would have choked me out for that. But we'll be here at 4 o'clock for the Awana Awards if you'd like to come and view that. I don't know if we're going to live stream that or not, but next week we have communion, and then the week after we'll pick it up in Mark chapter 4. So may the Lord bless you, the Lord keep you, may the Lord make his face shine upon you. I appreciate every one of you. God bless you all, man.